Hey everyone, so I've got some pretty interesting news today. Donald Trump announced that he will be pulling 12,000 troops out of Germany. And I'm not going to lie, the response from Democrats on this has been infuriating. Because, just to be a little bit more clear, so 12,000 troops are being pulled out of Germany. We will still have 24,000 troops there, and only 6,400 of the troops coming out will be actually coming back to the US. The rest will be relocated in other areas of Europe. And so, my problem with Democrats' response is that they are using this as another instance of, oh, this is Trump being a best buddy with Putin, oh, back pocket of Russia. And I just that's not it. That's not good analysis. That's not what's happening. Because I mean, any reasonable person would look at the things that this administration has done and see that the U.S. has not been a friend to Russia over these past 4 years. When we talk about our involvement in the Syrian civil war, when we talk about the buildup of NATO troops on the border of the Ukraine, when we talk about the sanctions on Russia that stopped that ExxonMobil deal, I mean, Mike Pompeo is the Secretary of State. This is an incredibly hawkish guy, incredibly hawkish towards Russia in terms of his rhetoric and policies that he supports. And so, no basis for these claims. And I'm sorry, the Mueller report and all this grandstanding and everything, like, oh, Trump doesn't like say bad things about Putin enough, and I'm sorry, it's just not effective. It's not good rhetoric, and it's not based in reality, because the true progressive response, the true leftist response to this would not be, oh, these troops should stay in Germany. It should be, why are we only pulling these troops out of Germany? Why is there still 24,000 troops there? Why are we still in Iraq? Why are we still in Afghanistan? Why are we still in the Middle East? Like, what? That is the proper response, not, oh, those troops should still be there. Because, like, what's the end game? Like, what is the long-term goal with this? Like, those troops are just going to be in Germany forever? What are we hoping for here? And also, what is the fear when we are pulling these troops out of Germany? Like, that Russia is going to invade? Is there anyone that actually thinks that Russia will invade Germany? Well, 24,000 US troops are still there. There's not a chance in the world of that happening. I'm sorry. And if anyone has any evidence to support that that's not the case, and that I should actually be like incredibly worried that because we don't have like 36,000 troops in Germany, Russia's going to invade, and like we should be terrified, and Trump is obviously working for the Russians, please, I would love to see that source. I would love to see that evidence. I don't think it exists, because that's not what this is. And Donald Trump's reasoning is just that, oh, Germany isn't like paying their dues to NATO, like they're not like putting enough into NATO to like warrant us having our troops there. And I'm not a fan of that reason, but I'm a fan of the act of pulling troops out of Germany. And I think that there are so many things to criticize Donald Trump, his administration on. And when we're talking about criticizing pulling troops from and honestly, most people that aren't super involved in politics, I mean, they're gonna be like, if you ask them like, oh, we're pulling 12,000 troops out of Germany, they'll be like, why do we have troops in Germany? What? Why is that a thing? And like, and if you even told them like, oh, there's still 24,000 troops there, they're like, what? Maybe we should bring them home too. Like, why is that? And you'll say like, oh, it's because Russia might invade, and they'll be like, I'm sorry, what are you talking about? Because like this like Cold War rhetoric, because that's what it is. It is really like McCarthyism. It's just not something that resonates with very many people. And if Democrats are gonna take this side of the argument, and this is also a problem with Joe Biden when we're talking about China. Donald Trump is like, oh, I'm gonna be like strong against China, and Joe Biden's like, not, oh, like we shouldn't like escalate things with China. He goes, I'm gonna be even stronger against China. And so this is also the same exact problem when we're like, oh, Donald Trump is like pulling troops out of Germany, and like instead of Joe Biden being like, the proper progressive response, like, oh, why are we still have all these other troops in all these other places? He's gonna be like, oh, we should. Now, to be fair, I haven't seen what Joe Biden has said about this, and honestly, maybe there have been some prominent Democrats that have had better takes on this than what I've seen, but the ones I've seen, not great, not good whatsoever. And I think that we got to be thinking about, November. We got to be thinking about what resonates with voters, and we also got to be thinking about like the actual effects of these policies. I mean, are these people so for like U.S. imperialism and U.S. empire that they just want like a U.S. presence like around the world forever? Like we need bases in like all these countries, and we just need to constantly. That's not what we should be pushing for. That's not at all what we should be hoping for, and that's not at all where we should be going. I look at 12,000 troops being pulled out of Germany. I look at that as a good thing, and I'm upset that not most of them are not, or I guess most of them, 6,400. That is, most of them are coming back to the U.S. But a large portion of them aren't actually coming back. This isn't a good thing that we have like this empire essentially around the rest of the world. And I know that people will, that's a a debate for another day over U.S. empire and just the hegemony that the U.S. has over the rest of the world. But this response from Democrats, it's just awful. It is not progressive. It is not leftist. And hopefully people start to wise up and get better with their criticisms. We haven't really seen that. Just kind of reactionary nature that a lot of Democrats have to Donald Trump is unfortunate. Now, a lot of times it ends up working out because Donald Trump just does so many things that are bad that being a reactionary, 90% of the time, that will end you up on the good side of things. But 10% of the time when he's saying oh, I want to end the Iraq war, and people are like, what, we can't end the Iraq war, it's like, no, and that's why we need principles. And I mean, the perfect example is with Kim Jong-un, when he was talking about bombing North Korea and calling Kim Jong-un little rocket man, and people were criticizing that was good. But then when he started doing more peace talks with North Korea and all this stuff, people are like, oh, we can't be cozying up to the dictator. It's like, no, we don't want war with North Korea, and we need to be principled about this, and we can't just, anything Donald Trump does, that doesn't make it inherently bad. And there's so many bad things that he does. That's the thing. It's not like there's not things to criticize. Anyway, I found this to be pretty interesting. Hopefully, like I said, Democrats start to get better with the rhetoric. If you guys disagreed with anything I said in this video, please leave a comment down below. But if you enjoyed the video, make sure to like and subscribe, and have a great day.